Welcome back, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and we're taking a look at a beer from Boothbay Craft Brewery here in Boothbay, Maine. Well, not here, it's a bit of a drive, but for those of you out of state here, um, I do a lot of beers from Boothbay, and there's a reason for that. They're one of my favorite local craft breweries. They always have really solid products. I actually don't think I've had a single loser from them, and I just love the area. It's a beautiful town. When you get into the harbor, there's a lot to do. It's a big tourist town, but it is very nice. And I've got some other sentimental stuff going on down there too, but we won't get into that. Boothbay's always got some really solid beers, even though they're in cans. But I'm okay with that because one, their cans are good. They're lined so that they don't interfere with the taste of the beer, and also it allows them to get more of their beers out there, and I've been seeing more and more variety. It used to be I couldn't find a single Boothbay beer in my local stores. Now I can go in and find at least, I think, half a dozen was my last count, which is awesome. So I'm really glad they're able to distribute, and I'll take the cans if that's how I can get a hold of their beers without taking an hour and a half long drive there and back. It's an hour and a half one way, so basically it'd be a 3 hour round trip, which is worth it if you're going to do the whole town and everything. But it's basically a weekend. All right, so 4.9% ABV. This is engine number 42, a volunteer pilsner, and there's a lot of fire engine stuff on here. And I have a feeling that's because the local angle. This fine beer has been brewed to celebrate and support our local firemen and to recognize the hard work and dedication of the entire state of Maine Federation of Firefighters 2017 convention. Now, Boothbay's always got some kind of tribute or some kind of story that's centered around the local area of Boothbay or Boothbay Harbor for their beers, which is really nice. The Ken Brown Ale was because of Ken Brown, and I forget his connection to the brewery, sorry. But then when he passed away, they did a special version that was called the Ken Brown Tribute Ale. So, there's always a nice connection there, and it makes for a nice visit to the brewery because you can sit down, taste all the beers, and hear the stories behind them. And it's just a destination and an experience. Ooh. Open that a little quick, and it flung a bit of suds at me. So, I'll try not to pour it too quick here because it looks like it's going to be easy to get ahead on this, and I don't want to go too crazy. Boy, that is a light beer. Yeah, easy to put ahead on that. It is cloudy, very effervescent, but extremely light yellow beer. It's got an interesting look to it. Huh. I'm going to try and top that off. I might let that settle a little bit before I drink it because I don't want all that foam up my nose. A little citrusy, maybe. But behind that is just this light, crisp aroma, like spring water. But yeah, definitely a bit of hoppy bitterness, and like I said, primarily citrus. Now, citrus and pine tend to be the two hop notes that I pick up on more than any others. So I seem to be keyed towards those. It's got a nice light mouthfeel. It hits you up front with a bit of hoppy bitterness. I mean, it's got a decent backbone to it. It's got to be a lighter malt, something like wheat or something, because it's not crazy, but it's kind of giving you that wheatiness that blends with the hops. because there's definitely a graininess there, but it's not a bitter or solid graininess. It's that odd, um, really light graininess. It's hard to describe, but it's just a general beeriness to the beer. I'm making no sense right now, but try it and you'll find out what I mean. Yeah, just a nice light mouthfeel, hoppy bitterness up front, hits you with some citrus, and there's that general graininess to it, but it's not a heavy graininess. It's a nice light graininess. And you can definitely tell there's some body and backbone in there. It's not too crazy or too complex, and that hoppiness is still making it very easy to drink, even though it's very obviously a hoppy beer with a citrus note, maybe a hint of pine and earthiness in there. But as I noticed in the aroma, it's very crisp and very refreshing, and that spring water aroma is carrying through into the flavor. And I'm not saying it's watery. I'm just saying it's got that nice, cool crispness like spring water does. And it's making it very easy to drink. You can see how fast it's disappearing. This would be a great summer beer because of its lightness and its being so easy to drink and being so crisp, refreshing, and cooling. And it's 4.9% ABV, so you probably don't want to drink it too fast, but compared to some other craft beers out there that which seem to edge up closer to the the double digits and such, this isn't too heavy in terms of ABV, so it would be something you could drink a few of throughout the day. But yeah, just a great, easy drinking summer beer that's not too complex. Overall, I got to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And on a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average. So at a 3.5, it's a better than average beer, and it's mostly because of its easy drinkability and the fact that it's a pilsner that's got some decent hoppiness to it. It's not got a lot of standout flavors or anything that's blowing me away, but it's definitely a solid above average beer because, like I said, I can see myself drinking this all the time on a regular basis, and definitely in the summer. So, and that's just my opinion. I'd like to hear what you have to say. If you've had the beer yourself, hit me up down below in the comments and email link. Let me know what you think. While you're down there, make sure to click on like and share. Get the word out about the channel. I'd love the extra attention and maybe someday some YouTube ad revenue. We'll see. Also, make sure to click on subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get a notification whenever I post a new video. Until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Yeah, that's not going to last long.